And thank you for joining us for another live episode of Conversations with Michael. And it is just a gorgeous, beautiful day here in Oregon. Coca and I are spending a lot more time playing outside, soaking up the sunshine, and cleaning up the mess after such a very cold and long winter. But no matter what the weather is, we come together every single month with all of you to celebrate an emergence of something that is, well, new. And what is really new is the realization that each of us, every single one of us, no matter what your story is, are indeed divine beings having a human experience. So after all these lifetimes, the search for what was missing, it finally comes to an end. Now it's time, more than ever before, to embrace what you came here to experience, to allow it to express itself in any way that speaks to your own heart. So we've spent a lot of time talking about this opportunity of a lifetime to experience firsthand your own creations now unfolding before your eyes. And over the last 40 years, it's been such an honor for me, truly an honor, to act as a messenger for the teachings of Michael. But over all these years, I have never experienced the joy that I am now feeling from Michael, because something new has emerged on the scene. From deep inside of us, something incredible is making itself known to us. And I get to witness this begin to unfold with those that I have the honor of serving. Having said that, I have also never felt Michael's concern as deeply as I'm feeling it right now, at least as that relates to how the family of humanity reacts to a much needed global reset on this planet. A reset that will impact so many old systems that are unable to change to better serve humanity. So today, we'll touch on some of those concerns. But more importantly, we also want to assure all of you that are here, there's always another way. No matter what your circumstances might be, you have the freedom to always choose again. If what you're creating for yourself isn't to your liking, as a sovereign creator of your own experience, how you experience life is always but one breath away. But it requires of each of us to now be conscious of what we are allowing in our life. You're hearing a similar message of hope and concern from a lot of my peers these days. And because of that, maybe some of you tuned in here today, hoping to hear about the upcoming eclipse. Well, indeed, it's a beautiful cosmic event, but it's also connected to our own personal and collective experience, or it wouldn't have made itself known to us in this way. It represents a point of separation from what has been and what is now stepping forward. But what is emerging isn't happening to any of us from outside of us. So this eclipse has a lot to do with letting go of what no longer serves you. But of course, if that was easy to do, everyone would be doing it. Or maybe you tuned into today's message, just hoping to hear Michael's prediction on the upcoming election in the United States. We understand why that concerns so many people, no matter who you choose to vote for. But Michael's perspective is a little different from what you might be hoping for in relationship to the light that so many of you are now allowing in your own life, and how it opens doors that have been closed for a very, very long time, exposing what has been hidden, lurking in the closet. A big question for all of us, at least as it relates to the current political stage, at least in the United States. Is anything truly being offered by either party that is new? Is humanity still relying on that part of themselves that just loves creating problems to now come up with a magical solution to the problem itself? Or does it need to go deeper than that? What have most of you watching this show discovered for yourself? And once you became aware of the part inside of you that loves to play the role of the problem solver, did the change you were hoping for happen overnight? So humanity indeed is at a profound crossroad. Will they choose with all their heart something that hasn't been tried before? New leaders that don't serve agendas, that support all of these power games and all the power players? Or maybe for some of you, your concerns today lie elsewhere, outside the drama of politics. The current monetary system is also very, very old. And this would be a very good time for all of you to educate yourself about alternatives to that system. And of course, the one we'll continue to promote has a lot to do with your reliance on your soul's energy in support of you, which always supports 24/7 a sovereign approach to being human. So let's begin today's session by all of us taking a deep breath. And let yourself feel a presence that exists right now, deep inside of you. It's been waiting for a very long time to be allowed to play a part in your life. We have the honor of serving a small but very devoted group of people who have dedicated their life to allowing the presence of their soul to now be present. And speaking for myself as Robert, I know that's not an easy thing to do. With all the noise inside your head, distracting us from experiencing this very unique presence, our own divine self, one that isn't confused or conflicted, one that doesn't play power games, and one that doesn't rely on any energies outside of itself to support itself. And as good as all that might sound, it's not so easy to integrate your divine nature with your human self when you're surrounded by a reality that has, for the most part, denied this very presence to play a part here on earth. This planet, this beautiful planet, was created to help us as soul beings to reclaim our natural birthright as being a part of the original self. So all of us that feel called to make this real, we are left with some very difficult choices. Embrace being ignorant as being blissful. Tried that, been there, done that. Or begin to acknowledge and accept, completely accept the state of your human self as it struggles to allow your divine nature to now coexist inside your day-to-day reality. And having said that, there are more spiritual groups on this planet than ever before in service to supporting such a choice. Here at Ancient Wings, we encourage all of you to now act as supports to each other, no matter your perspective. Not from a place that has you depending on one another, but to simply share a quality of light that knows no lack, that has no doubt, no worries or concerns. And as strange as all this might sound, what we're inviting you to embrace is actually really simple. Embrace yourself. Embrace your sovereign nature. You would think it would actually be much harder not to be you. Well, it is, isn't it? Is that choice not being reflected back for all the world to see on a daily basis? Just look at the state of this planet as we speak. So many people living their life unconscious of their divine heritage, struggling to make sense of a life that is so conflicted, struggling for many to just survive, as that relates to both their physical and mental health and well-being. But all is not lost. There exists a simple solution, but it might take a while before the impact from that choice becomes more tangible, real. It exists deep inside of all of us. Those of you who now know yourself as a sovereign creator of your own experience, you discovered a new way of being you, a new way to manifest your own personal reality. But it's not so easy to change your story, is it? It's not so easy to question your human identity as not being authentic. We started to identify with the roles we have played as being our true self. So I have to bow, truly, bow before those of you that feel called to now take that deep dive within yourself to not only experience your own magnificence as a soul being living inside these beautiful biological bodies, but your shadow parts as well. And your willingness to endure being physical when your natural state is not this. And then to discover, to allow a joy from such an awkward experience. That says a lot about your own character, my friends. Because we know, for most of you that follow our service, you're not here to repay any karmic debt. You're here to be of service to something new, a new opportunity, a new way of being on and off of this planet, which offers a very simple solution to all beings, human or not, impacting the very nature of a dualistic system of reality that dominates creation. And as that relates to that game we keep referring to, pretending not to be the original self with your name on it, so many of you have allowed that divine presence to begin to reveal itself inside of you. You started to question any reality that has separated itself from such a presence. It has left some of you speechless, and others, you just can't stop laughing, can you? From a place of joy. You started to embrace what so few have ever experienced on this planet. A self-created experience. Imagine that. A self-created experience. One that you can finally trust. One that you can finally rely on. And one that is filled with a new sense of joy. That would be radically new. How long has it been? Indeed, it's been a very long time coming to consciously experience being, existing inside your own creation. So many of you that are watching today, you become aware that your own presence in all of its energy is now here to support your human self 24/7, which creates for so many of you a sense of euphoria. But it also comes with a lot of responsibility and a willingness to embrace a state of consciousness that supports such a story. That choice makes you more conscious of the value you place now on your own energy. And if you were one who is struggling with being able to support yourself, let's be very, very clear about that. Because the roots of that struggle can be found in the value you have placed on your own energy, your soul's presence. It will ask of you, if you truly value your energy, to now place it, your energy, at the front of your life. But such a choice also makes it really, really difficult to pretend, as you've been doing almost every single lifetime, pretend that it doesn't exist. Your mind could better understand this if you were gifted with a handful of priceless diamonds. And because they are priceless, what did you do? You placed them in your pocket for safekeeping, only to discover that your pockets were filled with holes. So your mind tried to convince you that if you retraced your footsteps, if you retraced your past, there's a really good chance you just might find the missing diamonds. But they were never missing. You were just leaking your own energy, sharing it with others before you filled your own life with it. So the search ends when all of you realize your energy is always, always within you. It is constantly flowing, and it is always free to use any time. It represents, from our perspective, the river of your own life. But along the way, you also discovered that your thoughts and beliefs started to question the very nature of this undomesticated, free-flowing river. Parts of you began to realize that you can't manage the unobstructed wild nature of your divine self, but you can filter it. So those thoughts and beliefs took the form of a dam. You see these dams all over your planet. In service to what? To creating an alternate form of energy, an alternate form of support if you're not going to own your own energy. Blocking the river or energy of your life from now serving you. With these dams in place, and there are within you too, now it serves others, your energy. The dam in your own river slows the flow, but it gives your mind the time it needs now to examine all the choices you're making, so as to rely more on your thinking process than the energy, your energy itself. For a lot of you, your awakening process felt like these dams were blowing up inside you. At least those that relate to the collective consciousness of this human family. At first it feels really liberating, but as well, it can be a little overwhelming. Your human self didn't realize you had so much energy at your disposal. So it's natural to spend some time beating yourself up for going about this, well, the hard way, meaning that life can be graceful, can be easy, can be without all the pain and suffering. So when you've really had enough of doing life the hard way, you faced an opportunity to do something truly profound. What encouraged so many of you to finally value your own energy as being priceless? Indeed, self-love, loving yourself. When was the last time you proclaimed, I just love being in my energy. I do. I love being in my own energy. To now love yourself as you have never loved anything before. A quality of love that doesn't really need to be loved back in order to feel complete. Imagine such a love. Imagine it. We're giving you a strong hint at where we're going in our upcoming I Spirit course and, of course, the I Mystic workshops. Because it's time to get real, right? You can feel it. All these words that we keep sharing just to entertain your mind, just long enough for you to actually feel or sense your own energy at work. Take a moment here. Go within. Notice what's going on. Your energy is pulsating, moving, radiating in and around your physical body all the time. Very good. Now, are you willing to value it instead of being so easily distracted by this thinking process? We created a page on our website called a drama-free zone. It offers a safe place for anyone to just hang out, to simply enjoy the energies inside a handful of music videos we created, and enjoy Michael's presence because he infused his own energy into that space. The energies that support our service, of course, have a lot to do with the presence of Michael because he's my oversoul. But Michael wears a lot of different hats, including the identity of an archangel. Ancient Wings is also supported by a variety of other non-physical beings, including Yeshua, Zadkiel, Metatron, and of course Raphael. They all play a huge significant part in all of our classes and workshops. In the role all of them are playing in relationship to all of you right now is really, really simple and clean. They are acting as supports to all of you simply by shining their light, radiating their light in support of all of you. And of course, you could feel that degree of support even more if you were willing to stop letting your thinking process continue to determine the quality of your life. By consciously breathing in the presence of your own soul, eventually as your soul, living inside these beautiful physical bodies, breathing for itself, with its own energy, also supporting itself. And why is that so important? Because this is the time that a lot of creation has been waiting for. It represents the opportunity for a very major reset to a very old, polarized reality. It's why you left your spiritual families. It's why Earth was created, for this very moment. And during the next 20 or 30 years here on Earth, all of you, if you choose to stay here, you will witness the most incredible shift in consciousness on this planet that it has ever experienced. But, and we mean a big but, as all of you already know, not everyone on this planet really want things to change. Because a lot of people benefit from the roles they've been playing for a very long time. Whether you're playing the role of a dictator, controlling others by oppressing them, or the role of somebody that feels victimized by all these games. And this might sound a little harsh, but it is your God-given right to choose how you want to experience life. Not an easy thing to do if you're relying on your human self to do that for you. In fact, from our perspective, that's impossible. This type of change requires more than that. It requires the presence of your soul. And at its core, your divine nature and your willingness to let go of any teaching, even if it's called spiritual, that would deny you of such a presence, to be physical too. You just knew we would slip in our feelings about religions, right? So, this is indeed a very unique moment in the history of this human species. It has been prophesied to represent an end of a cycle. And as that relates to the collective consciousness on this planet and so many structures that support some very outdated beliefs, it represents a major shift or change on how you experience being human. So during these next couple of decades, I, Michael, have suggested that you stop looking for rainbows in the sky and to accept that for a lot of people, change in any form is not welcome. It just is not. It can be really unsettling. Even if you didn't like the way things are, at least you can count on them to still be there when you wake up each day. And we know that for a lot of you, you want more than just another overview. You want the meat and potatoes. You want some living examples. And we can assure all of you that everything, and we mean everything, is up for a reset. All of the religious and financial institutions are long overdue for a major reset. But it's not for us to suggest who or what needs to replace them. What needs to be replaced is this sense that you're all alone in this world, starting with the presence of your soul. We have never claimed through Robert to represent the best or the only way to make that connection more real. Our joy is to serve those that truly want to experience something new, something unique, something authentic. And all the benefits from realizing that indeed you are creating your own reality. Not through your thoughts, but within your own passion and joy. It requires, however, a devotion to being connected to what? Being connected not to something outside of you, being connected to your own energy. It represents the gift that was handed down to all beings by the original self, which once again asks of all of you, and this is very important, and you're going to hear us repeating it over and over again. What value do you place on your energy? Because it is yours to do with whatever you want, including, if you want, playing games with it, believing that life just happens to you. That's one of the most popular games. A lot of people are playing that one because it makes others responsible for the quality of your life. So I, Michael, am going to ask you a very, very important question. Are you done with that? Indeed, are you done with that? We get that the whole create your own reality approach isn't very popular, and it doesn't always feel good. But it will free you from needing to rely on any other being to act as your support base. Enough of the codependency, right? Which is probably why Robert spent over 95% of his own life being self-employed. Because it's just so much easier to keep your energy flowing when your energy isn't getting entangled with others. Let's take a deep breath. Let's take a moment here just to reflect. How would it really serve any of you if I were to share gory details of potential upcoming wars or riots in your streets or major earth changes or the collapse of certain institutions? Would any of that information help you secure your connection with your soul? Yes, of course. All those things, everything is possible. You don't have to be a psychic to recognize that the state of this planet, as it is right now, is very unstable. So what can you do as creators of your own experience to inspire this human family to do what? Well, let's start with choosing again. Choosing again. Because we believe that the majority of people on this planet actually do care very much about life. Maybe they don't all share the same perspective or vote for the same people. Maybe it's time, with the light of your soul shining so brightly. Why? Because you decided to value your energy as being priceless. Maybe it's time for the people to have a say about the wars they were being asked to fight in. Maybe it's time for the people to be able to choose on their tax return where their taxes are being spent without it going through so many third parties that are loaded with their own personal agendas. The presence of your soul and its light has no agenda. It goes straight to the heart, bypassing the mind, like a gentle tap on your shoulder, inviting you to choose again. like opening a window in a very dusty room. Your light, your energy inspires people to think outside the box, just as it inspired Robert's mind to let go of controlling his life so that he could rely on his own energy to help support his own creations, our creations. And for those of you that have been following our service for some time, well, of course, thank you. But tomorrow is too late if you're not valuing your energy as being the most important part of your life now. It is that important. If you truly want to be of service to your own self, your own creations, your own experience, and ultimately to this planet and to creations itself. All of you have given all those human issues all the attention they deserve. But now we're done, right? Are we? Are we done with that? You always hoped that a day would come when you could experience no more processing of all those unresolved emotions. For years, it was the processing that provided the energy to help support your life. But now we're done. Can we celebrate that? Because it's just a choice. Now we're done. If for no other reason, are you not just so bored with the processing part and tired from carrying all of those abundance issues, which act as a byproduct of not valuing your own energy as being priceless? Get over it. Yes, you're going to stand out because you're going to be smiling a lot. So we've come full circle in service to the new creators on this planet. Robert even created a new website to celebrate such a choice, because that choice comes with an abundance of new energy, energy that has been lying dormant for ages, just waiting for someone like yourself with the courage to imagine such a thing, and then to have the courage and the integrity to own it, to take ownership of the original gift handed down to all sovereign beings from the original self. And to those of you that are new to our work, welcome. You wouldn't be watching this if there wasn't a part of you that's at least a little curious, right? But we warn you, we don't really offer a path that allows your mind to dictate what is real and what isn't. The mind's appetite for a steady dose of information will never, ever be satisfied without the presence of consciousness. It will never be satisfied, no matter how intelligent you think you are. But there exists deep inside of you, each of you, a counterpart to your human mind, your divine mind. It complements your heart and the heart of creation, consciousness itself. Take another deep breath there. It's a day of moving energies. It's a day of celebrating the times that are right in front of us. So as we bring today's session to a close, I, Michael, want to thank my partner, Robert, for this opportunity to share my own unique perspective. There already exists, no matter what appears to be outside of you or around you, a reality deep inside of you that already knows that all is indeed well. You're paying such a high price for listening to all that mind chatter, clamoring for your attention, so as to once again mentally process how and why yesterday just keeps calling, repeating itself over and over again, so as to solidify an identity that acts as a substitute version for your soul self. My friends, it is your birthright to reclaim your soul just for yourself, and it is our joy to help you. Oh, we know the times in front of you can be a little scary, so spend more time with your attention on what is also beautiful, starting with you, please. Yes, starting with you. And what is truly beautiful is a small group of human beings choosing life every single day, every single moment. We are really looking forward to spending the next 6 months together with so many of you in the upcoming I Spirit course. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Helping you to integrate the presence of your soul with your human self. We're not one or the other, coexisting by falling in love with your own energy. And for those of you that feel called, I invite you to also take a look at the I Mystic workshop. It starts in just 10 days, a few days after I Spirit. Until then, be well, my friends, and know that inside your own creation, all is already well. From there, it is very natural to declare, I just love my own energy. I just love being Michael. Let's hear you say that and replace your name with my name, or my name with your name. There is no other being I would rather be than myself, as part of the original self, with my name on it. Now it's your turn. Stop looking outside yourself for what already exists inside of you. Go ahead and declare your love for your own energy. We get to hear the new angels singing. Because there is no other being who knows itself as you know yourself. Your presence is that unique. So until our next gathering, keep singing your love for yourself. And be well, my friends, indeed.